Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Ground. We get real life topics from a biblical perspective. My name is Brian Boy, and today's topic is titled Rekindling Your First Love. So just a quick backstory. Everyone went to church on Sunday, heard a sermon by my pastor. Shout out to Pastor Bear and my Generations family, by the way. But he talked about finding your first love or going back to your first love in God, of remembering the time we first got saved, when you were really going after God and praying and fasting and just wanted to be in his presence. And in the midst of that sermon, he really made me think about, my life with God. And he also made me think about my childhood, the things that I was doing just coming up, of living that carefree life, enjoying the things that I loved, and just having all of these huge goals, these huge dreams, and just ambitions of stuff that I wanted to do when I grew up. And I think we've all been in that place at one time of having those childlike dreams and aspirations of something amazing. And while some of us were able to achieve those things in our adulthood, a vast majority, including myself, were not able to do so. And I think that could be for a number of reasons. For most people, just the reality of life set in as you became an adult, or maybe those are just dreams that you figured would never come to pass for whatever reason, or some things in life we just cast it aside. We just put them on the back burner because we didn't think that there would be any value in them. But regardless of that, I do believe that at some point in our lives, in order to really find fulfillment and really to find enjoyment and to just have that passion to keep going, we may have to go back to that. And I've seen that with so many people in their careers. Not that they don't have successful lives, but they have families, they have responsibilities, and somewhere along the path they tend to get complacent. They're no longer satisfied, or they maybe feel empty. And once they go back to whatever that thing was in their childhood, whatever gifts or talent it was that they had buried, they picked it back up, and now they're living life to the fullest. They're enjoying and loving the things that they do. And for everyone out there, I believe that's truly the solution for us doing the same. In order to explain that point, though, since this is grounded, I'm going to take you all to the parable of talents in the Bible. And while this does actually deal with the concept of money, it also presents the lesson that if we're willing to work and build and retrieve the things that we buried in life, we can ultimately create an array of opportunities for ourselves. Moving along, let's go to Matthew 25:14 through 30. This is a long passage of scripture, so I'm going to try to summarize it as much as I can. All right. So starting at verse 14, it reads that, "For it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted them to his property. To one, he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another 1, and each according to his ability. And then he went away. He who had received the 5 talents went and traded them and made 5 more. So he that did 2 also traded and got 2 more. But the one that received the 1 talent went and dug into the ground and hid his master's money. Now, after a long time," starting at verse 19, "the masters of the servants had came and settled accounts with them. And the one that had the 5 talents came forward and brought them and said, 'Master, you have delivered me 5 talents, and I have made 5 talents more.' And the master said unto him, 'Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few, and I will set you over much. Enjoy the joy of your master.' The other person came up, they had the 2, saying the same thing. 'You have given me 2, I have made 2.' And the master said, 'Well done, good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over little, I will set you over much. Enter into the joy of the master.'" But here, verse 24, this is where the story changes. It reads that he also who had received the 1 talent came forth, saying, 'Master, I knew you to be a hard man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you scattered no seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. And here you have what is yours.' But the master answered to him and said, 'You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I had not sown, and gather where I scattered no seed. Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and at my coming I should have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to the one who has the 10. And for everyone who has will more be given, and he will have an abundance. But for the one who has not, even what he has will be taken away, and cast the worthless servant into outer darkness, in that place where there will be a weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, while that was a particularly long passage of scripture, it really was, to say the least. It was a read, but it brought me to 3 points. And the first of which is that some people naturally more talented than others. That's just the way it is. And that comes from the parable, because when the master left, it says that he divided the talents among everyone based on the things that they could contain. So I guess that goes with naturally as us as people, because some people just have a vast array of talent. Some people are not only intellectually gifted, but they're also physically gifted as well. Other people are creatively gifted. Not only are they good in art, but also music, science and other things like that. They're just gifted overall. But regardless of what those things are, if we're able to find a way to cultivate the gifts that we have and expand on those things, we can ultimately grow into a skill set of opportunities for us to achieve in life. And that's exactly what the two servants did. They basically took the money, they took the talents that they were given and flipped them and made something out of it. So that's the thing I got to ask for you all is, what talent do you have? What's the thing that you can have that you can see yourself working on and investing in, and perhaps maybe even creating a new life or opportunity out of that one thing? The second point that I got from this story is that every talent you were given is worth something. And in that parable, once again, we saw the first two servants. They basically went and doubled the talents that they had. But the third servant was the one that went and buried the talent. And I believe that it's because he could not see the value in it, the things that he could gain from using the talent. And when the master came back, he called him wicked and lazy because he should have invested in the talent. But the master also told him that even if he didn't invest it in himself, he should have went and invested it with other people so that he could have made money off of it regardless. And I believe that's a lesson in itself, because that goes to show that even if you have the smallest gift, even if it's something that you think is insignificant, if you're able to go and cooperate with other people and use the thing that you have, you can still gain from that. And even at that capacity, you don't even have to work on the gift that you have. You just have to basically just use what you got. And if you use what you got, you can make something out of it. And sometimes that's not always money. That's just enjoyment. Maybe you're giving back to people. Maybe it's for like a charity or for kids or just for other people in your community that you would love to help. But regardless, even that smallest gift, no matter how insignificant it may seem, can change the lives of others in the company of other people. That leads me to the second question. What's that small gift, the smallest thing that you have, the smallest talent that you don't really believe is a talent, that can be used in the company of other people to bring about a change? Maybe you're one person, maybe you can't cook that well, but you can make a bomb pie or something like that. What could that pie do to help the community? What can you do to feed somebody else? Just combine that. You get somebody, you may bake the goods, somebody may make the meats, the homeboy to make the sides, and y'all just make it together. Y'all bring that little meal together, and y'all can either enjoy it with yourselves or your family, or go and give it out to people, because it is the season of giving, and a lot of people are creating like charitable Christmas events and things like that. But like I said, even something as small as baking the pie could help change the lives of other people. The third and final major point that I got from this, while there are many, I believe that this is important as well, is that if you don't create opportunities with your gift, it will be given to others to do so. And we saw that at the very end of the parable, because the master not only took the talent from the servant, but he gave it to the one that had the most, and then he punished the one for not using it. And that leads me to the assumption that every talent that you were blessed with in life is an opportunity, once again, for you to achieve something great. And I believe the only reason that we don't do that is because we don't see the value in it. We don't see the validity in the talents that we have, and therefore we discard them because we don't think they're worth anything. And for me, I've been personally guilty of this all throughout my life, because there are so many things that I had. There's so many things that I can do, but I just haven't placed myself in a position to do those things because I truly didn't see the value in it. I didn't see the value in playing piano. I didn't see the value in writing and writing poetry, just doing spoken word and things of that nature. I didn't see what worth it would bring, and just doing those things right now, going back to that and reliving that artistic side of my childhood has brought me so much joy, so much happiness, so much peace of mind because it forces me to live in the moment and just enjoy the things that I have. That pretty much leads me to the summary of this message too, is for you as individuals to just go out and rekindle the love of yours, to rekindle those gifts, rekindle those talents that got buried over the years throughout your life. Because I truly believe that if you just took the time to just focus on just one of those things, just one of the talents that you may have left along the way, that it will slowly start to change your life. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I picked up piano, I picked up spoken word, and along the route, I just became more creative. Now I'm able to express myself in ways that I haven't been able to in years. I have so many ideas just in life, not just creatively, but also things that I can make money off of, things that I can create opportunity with, things that I can give back with. And all of that resulted from me picking up those things in my childhood, for me going back, for one instance, and trying to live the life that I once lived, for me to go back and enjoy the moment of those times that I once had. And I believe that everyone has the same capacity to do so. The true change, the true part of your life, the happiness and all that you're looking for, to fill that void that you may have, may be very well rooted in your childhood, rooted in something that you used to do. And even creatively speaking, the things that I'm doing now are stuff that I wanted to do coming up. I've mentioned before on this show that at one point I wanted to go into health. I wanted to be a trainer, but at the core of that will, I wanted to help people. I wanted to help change their lives. I wanted them to see the person that I saw in them, to see the potential that I saw in them, to see everything that they possess, and watching them realizing that. And to some extent, this brought it full circle just with this show and the things that I'm doing in my personal life, because I'm able to do that now. I'm able to see the good in people and draw that out. And not only doing that, I'm also able to draw them to God, draw them to the person that can really help them, the one that can really sustain them, and the one that can really help them unlock the things that they want to do. But that's really it. Like, to sum this up, once again, just go after the things that you love. Go after the things that you want to do. Go and find those gifts. Go and cultivate those things and work on them and invest in them and get around other people that are doing the same thing, because success is an echo chamber, and so is opportunity. And the only way that you're going to fully realize your gifts, the only way that you're fully going to have happiness in this world, is if you invest in those gifts and give back to other people. That's pretty much the thing of this message, just rekindling that first love, because you don't know where that love is going to take you. Once again, that's it, everyone. I've ended this message like 3 times now. I promise I'm leaving this time. But if you like the video, please be sure to like this video. If you're watching on any podcast platform, be sure to download it. Let me know what you think. Follow your boy on Facebook at The Grounded Podcast, Instagram, Grounded Podcast as well. Posting there twice a week. Come and get your Monday motivation. Come and get your Wednesday night service, or whatever you want to call this, and just chill with your boy and just chat it up with me. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. Hope you all stay encouraged, be blessed, and I will see you all soon. This is Brian Boyd signing off.